Hey guys, welcome back to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just doing my little recap of the bloodbath that was Wisconsin versus Michigan. What's there to say? It looked like Michigan had no right to even be on the same field with Wisconsin. Sorry, hard to say the W's. Just got run off the field. The offensive line couldn't protect Patterson. The defensive line couldn't stop the run. 359 rushing yards. 359. I thought maybe when Taylor got injured for a little while with his cramps, that maybe Michigan could start doing something. No. Wisconsin just had, runs of 6 yards instead of 8 yards, or 4 or 5 yards instead of 7 yards. It didn't matter. Michigan could do nothing to stop them. And then, I think his name was Doan, if I got that wrong, sorry, the Wisconsin quarterback just boom, boom, boom. That fourth down conversion, I know it was a little bit of a pick, but that's a great throw, man. I mean, the rest don't call it. All good, man. So, kudos to them. The offense of Wisconsin, dynamic. Their timing was great. Like, when they knew Michigan would be pressing, trying to get a stop, it was like, 2nd and 10 or something like that. Screen pass for like a nice 15, 20-yard play. You can just see that. I know it's a game. The game was over at halftime, really. But, when they pick up a 1st and 20 on just a simple, run up the middle, it's like, yeah, the defense, partially they're overmatched. Secondly, they've given up at that point. Michigan's offense only was able to really do anything in garbage time. It was 35-0. And I was saying this to my brother watching the game. I'm like, if this was the NFL, I think you would see offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis get fired after these 3 weeks. Our offense hasn't looked anything good. If this was the NFL, I think you would fire him, and then you would promote, your running backs coach or wide receiver coach to the, offensive play caller. But they don't do that in college, but maybe they should. Then circle back around. Don Brown's defense just gets shredded. Shredded. All right, just terrible. I know. Again, the play calling, suspect. The personnel was suspect. Again, I'm going way to the beginning of the game. And you have Michigan's down 7-0. I know we're in trouble because, why? Wisconsin just ran the ball. They passed it one time. I know there was a quarterback scramble, so it counted as a run. But they passed the ball 2 times, really. On the first drive, they just marched down and scored a touchdown. I'm like, we're in trouble. We're not stopping the run. Taylor is an awesome back, by the way. I hope the Lions could maybe draft him. But anyways, Michigan gets the ball. First play, a nice 68-yard pass to Bell. All right, here we go. Then, instead of running with a running back, the team decides to give the ball to Ben Mason at the 7-yard line. It's not a goal line situation. And he's our fullback. He's our linebacker, not our fullback. Why are you giving him a carry? I know Charbonnet was injured, as we were worried about. He only had 2 carries in the game. But why are you giving Mason the ball? What happens? Fumble. Another fumble. Michigan gets down 14-0, and basically that was it. Then we have another, catch by Bell overturned stupidly by replay review. And, even the Fox people like that shouldn't be that way, but that's what it is, and that's what it is. And, hey, I'm not saying that would have changed the game. Michigan was not scoring points till the 3rd or 4th quarter. So it's like, it wasn't probably going to change much. So I'm not going to go back and say that changed stuff. But the Mason fumble changed something. At worst, you're probably getting 3 points there. But no, you hand the ball off to your linebacker this season who fumbles the ball. Great. Great call. And it just goes back to it, too. The offense, we just had the big play. We have to call a timeout. We had to burn 2 early timeouts in the first half. Why are we not prepared to do plays? It summed everything up. The 2-minute drive at the end of the first half, sorry. So I'm thinking, maybe get the 2-minute drive, get some momentum going, get some fluidity going. Then we get the ball to start the second half. Maybe we could get it to, best case scenario, 21-14, right? If Michigan scores 2 touchdowns. No. First play, lose a yard. Second play, lose more yards. Third play, lose more yards. Punt, it's 4th and 22 when you punt. and they get the ball, and they come down and score and make it 28-0. Obviously, this was a game you're just going to lose. I'm just going to say it again. Michigan's way overrated. I bought into it just like a lot of people did. The speed and space, not seeing it at all. We got really good wide receivers. We don't have very good offensive line play. We don't have a very good quarterback. He missed a lot of throws, but you know what? He's getting hit most every single time he drops back. Anytime there's a stunt, you see the unblocked player coming and hitting Patterson. You know, so I can understand he's beat up. He thinks he has no time when he does have time. It's just a complete mess. And now Michigan, 0-1 in the Big Ten, still has everything in front of them, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. The way this team's playing, they should have lost to Army, and they played a blah game versus Middle Tennessee State. So really, Middle Tennessee State you won, but it didn't feel like anything great. Army, you felt like you lost, and now you get obliterated. So you feel like you're at least 1-2, if not kind of feeling like 0-3, because Middle Tennessee just was a blah game. And like, yeah. I don't know what Michigan's going to do. We get Rutgers next week. That should be a win. Should be a win. I don't know. I mean, Rutgers might be a challenge. This team scored 14 points today in garbage time. 14. Like, I don't know. They can't run the ball. They can't protect the passer. The only way we got yards was, one, our wide receivers were like stripping the ball out of the defender's hands for picks, turned into receptions, or personal fouls against Wisconsin for targeting. So, I don't know. I don't know what Michigan's going to do. I mean, I like Jim Harbaugh. I'm glad he brought them back, Michigan, back from the dumpster fire that was Rich Rodriguez into Brady Hoke. But I don't see Harbaugh taking the talent and making it better. You know, really good coaches get the most out of their talent. And I just don't see Michigan winning those games you're not supposed to win, right? Michigan will beat teams that they should beat. They'll beat, obviously, I think they'll beat Rutgers, right? They'll beat, like, Indiana because they just have better athletes, even though that gap's getting tighter. Look at the last few years and the way the game's gone. Harbaugh is just not able to seem to get wins versus teams that, this is like a 50-50 game, or, you know, Michigan wasn't favored. Wisconsin was favored by 3-4 points. Like, you know, Harbaugh's like 0-7 now, I think, on the, you know, versus in that situation, 0-7. Like, he's not good. Honestly, I see Michigan having 4 losses, maybe 5 losses this year, unless something really big changes. I mean, think, Wisconsin, ranked, loss. Next, they play Iowa in like 2 weeks, ranked. At least it's not in Iowa, so maybe we have a chance, maybe 50-50 chance there. Then you at Penn State. Last time we were obliterated there. I'm sure that's going to be a night game, unless Michigan falls unranked, which I wouldn't have a problem with. Then we play Notre Dame. That'll be a loss. Then we play Michigan State, who probably will be ranked when we play them. Stupendous defense at Michigan State. That's a toss-up because it's a rivalry game. Then you have Ohio State. That's, if they play this way, that's a loss. So you're looking at 4 or 5 losses. I mean, based on what you've seen, do you see it going any other way? Michigan is what they are. You can only look at what we've seen. I see 4 or 5 losses, maybe 6 this year. Do you see something, a glimmer of hope? I don't know. Michigan's just in shambles right now. 359 yards rushing against. I don't even think they didn't even have 19 minutes of possession. Not even 300 yards of total offense, and I guarantee that most of those came in total garbage time. Our leading rusher was Dylan McCaffrey with 21 yards. The team had 40 yards for the game, 40 rushing yards for the game, and 21 came on quarterback runs or scrambles. So that tells you how terrible our offensive line was. No protection, no holes. Our rushing defense couldn't fill a hole. Even if we were there, the Wisconsin O-line just pushed us forward. Like, no, we're just going to keep going for a first down here. I don't know what you do. Michigan is definitely going to have a down year. It kind of seems that way. We have a really good year, down year, 8-5. Really good year, looks like another down year. That's where it just is a sign that Michigan's not an elite program. elite programs do not have down years. Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State. They don't have a year where they're losing 4 or 5 games, like Michigan looks like they're going to be doing this year. That down year for them is if they lose 2 games. That's a down year for those programs. They just bring in the super talent, and they just keep going. And right now, Michigan does not have it. And they're nowhere close to being an elite program. And that's just my foolish thoughts. It was a tough game. Michigan takes its L. I thought it was going to be really tough. I thought Michigan was going to lose this game. But not that way. I didn't think we'd be down 35-0 and looked to have no reason to even be on the field with Wisconsin. Give Wisconsin credit. They look dynamic. They look resourceful. I would be totally shocked if they are not the Big Ten West representatives in the Big Ten title game. I am really looking forward to seeing them playing Ohio State in a few weeks. That should be an interesting game. Hey, it is what it is. Michigan's falls to 2-1 on the season, 0-1 in the Big Ten. I don't know what you take from this, except for that Michigan's got a lot to work on. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I got a lot of them on my last video. Maybe I get a lot more views when Michigan does poorly, so maybe I'll get a lot of views on this, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I try to respond to as many as I can. And as always, go blue. Even though they lose, they get blown out. I still go blue, and just try it again next week.